Hello everyone. For my story listening assignment, I chose the Stolen Generation episode 7. I had some previous knowledge about stolen generation through my studies, but listening to a personal experience was very different from reading information about it. When I listen to the story, I try to practice Dadri or deep listening. Dadri encouraged me to slow down, be present, and listening respectfully rather than immediately judging or looking for answers. Berman 2022. I watched the video twice in a quiet environment and I tried to give my full attention to the storyteller. I also connect my listening to Rinaldi's Pedagogy of Learning 2012. Help me understand that listening is not simply hearing someone's words. It requires openness, another person's perspective, and willingness to allow our own thinking to be challenged. While listening, I paid attention to the storyteller's word, emotion, and pauses. I also noticed my own emotional reaction and assumptions. The story also challenged my previous understanding of inclusion. Before this experience, I often thought about inclusion in terms of ensuring every child participates, providing equal opportunities, adapting activities, and respecting diversity. I still believe these things are important, but this story helped me understand that inclusion is much deeper. It is also connected to family, culture, identity, history, and belonging. While listening to the experience of children being separated from their family, I became very emotional. I had tears in my eyes. As a mother, I immediately thought about my son. I thought, what would happen to me if somebody took my son away from me and I had no choice or power to stop it? Even imagine that was extremely difficult for me. At the same time, I remind myself that my experience is not a storyteller's experience. I cannot compare my childhood or motherhood with the life experience of Aboriginal people affected by the stolen generation. Practicing deep listening, recognizing that different and respecting the storyteller as the expert of their own story. The story also made me reflect more deeply on race and privilege. I realized that being able to grow up with family, maintain culture identity, and know where you belong are experiences that I have sometimes taken for granted. For many Aboriginal children, these connections were disrupted through policies and practice shaped by racial discrimination. This made me understand that treating everyone the same is not always enough to create inclusion. As an educator, I need to understand children's history, identity, and individual experience rather than making assumption about what belonging should mean to them. Story listening has therefore changed how I think about inclusive practice. Rinaldi 2012 explained listening as an important part of built-in relationship and recognized different perspectives. Deirdre has also taught me that importance of patience prevents and respectful listening. This means that before making decision for children and families, I need to listen to them. Children and families bring knowledge about their own identity, culture, and experience. Listening help me build trust, understand what belonging means to them, and avoid making decision based only my own assumption. In my future teaching practice, I want story listening to become a part of my everyday interaction. I can listen to families as an expert on their children. The story can help me understand children interests culture, language, and identity and use their knowledge meaningful in my curriculum. This experience has shown me that inclusive practice doesn't simply begin with providing inclusive activity or resources. For me, inclusion begins with relationship and meaningful relationship beginning with listening.